Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Grab your beverage and join me. It's a little late on the East Coast, but it is still morning on the West Coast. And today's is very neutral. This is a mug that I found in my daughter's cabinet. Everything else is in the dishwasher. It's a nice big one. And yes, it is housing my... They're clean in the dishwasher, she's telling me. They're clean in the dishwasher. I could have taken one, but I didn't feel like opening it up and doing that. So I chose this one. And I like it because it's nice and big. I wanted a big cup of coffee. How did your day start? Did it start on a fabulous note? It's Friday. Friday, it should be fabulous and fun-filled. It's going to be fun for me because I'm going to be spending it with my daughter. And it doesn't even matter what I do. Just the fact that we're together. I could literally just lay on the bed next to her as she worked, and I would just be in my happy zone. Because I just don't get to see her enough. I don't get to see her enough. And I don't get to see my grandpuppy, who was so sweet. Yes, I talk about you, Yorick. He was so sweet. He came up, I swear his name should really be happy. His name is Yorick, and it's spelled I-O-R-E-K. And he is named after the polar bear in the book and movie The Golden Compass, because he looks like a big white polar bear. And he wakes me up by booping me with his nose and giving me kisses and comes up and snuggles me. And it is the best way to wake up in the morning. I was on a podcast one day, and the interviewer asked me, what is my, she wanted to do like a rapid fire at the very end and ask, personal questions. And one of the questions she asked was, what is my favorite smell? And whatever came to my mind first is what I blurted out. And you know what I blurted out? The smell of my dog's breath. First thing in the morning. And it really is true. I do like the way my dog's breath is, and I just like being, starting my day with it, with kisses and loves and snuggles, and it's just amazing. How do you like to start your day? Probably maybe not with a dog licking your face. Maybe you like it to listen to the birds chirping, or you like the sound of the ocean, or I don't think anybody likes a baby crying, so I'm not going to use that as an example. But what is it that how do you like? Do you like to wake up to music? And if so, what kind of music do you use? My daughter wakes up. I need to figure out how to do this. Her music is really soft, and it just slowly gets louder. And I don't know how or if that's even possible on an iPhone. If you know how to do it on an iPhone, let me know. Because no matter what I choose, it's like, I was like, it's so jarring when I need to use it to wake up, to get to a plane or an appointment or anything like that. So it would be great if I had something that just was, either birds or nature sounds or even music, but that started out quiet and slowly got louder instead of like dynamiting me out of sleep. So, speaking of sleep, how many hours do you sleep a night? I'm just curious. When I was a kid, I started getting headaches, and my mom took me to an eye doctor, and the eye doctor said there's nothing wrong with her eyes because she thought maybe I was straining, in school, and that was giving me serious horrible headaches, which would probably be defined as migraines nowadays, but back then they didn't really talk about that very much. But he said there was nothing wrong with my eyesight. So she continued to explore, and you know what the doctor determined? I wasn't getting enough sleep. I'm actually someone that physically needs more than 8 hours of sleep. And I would say that I typically get about 8. Typically. If I can get 9, that's even better. But, good golly, I feel like I'm sleeping my life away if I sleep too long. The other thing that I realized recently is that as I've gotten older, sleeping 8+ hours isn't the same no matter what time I go to sleep. So I don't feel the same when I go to sleep at midnight and get up at 8 versus 10 and get up at 6. Believe it or not, I thought it was a bunch of baloney. I'm going to be honest with you. When my doctor was like, Amy, get your fanny in bed and be asleep by 10, I laughed because there's a lot of times I'm not even finished with dinner till 8. And I would be basically getting finished with dinner and going to bed. I'm not going to do that. I don't get any evening downtime when I do that. And then her answer was, I need to eat earlier. And I should really eat and be done by 7. And, that's all great. And in a perfect world, that would work perfectly. But I do the best I can. Many nights, I'm in bed at 10. I'm not necessarily asleep by 10. Maybe asleep by 10:05 because I'm so tired. But, yeah, it's been a game changer to actually go to bed a little bit earlier. And I did some research, and it is due to the circadian rhythm. And when we can get our bodies back on the circadian rhythm and going to bed, I was like, how does my body know that it's 10 and not 11? And it's due to the sun, from what I've been learning. And our bodies actually go through and repair and rejuvenate and replenish and reset our cells between the hours of 10 and 2. And I'm like, there's no internal clock, but evidently there is. Because I do feel a ton better when I go to bed before 10 o'clock. So if you're sleeping and waking up and not feeling refreshed, my friend, check it out. Give it a try for, a week and see if it impacts how you feel. Because there are times where I would go to bed at 11 or 12 and wake up at, 8 and still feel tired as if I hadn't slept. That's pretty crappy. It's not a good way to start your day, tired. So that's what I have determined is that the doctors aren't so crazy after all. And some people feel like they do really well sleeping 6 or 7 hours. If that's you, more power to you. This is a judgment-free zone. I am not here to judge you. I was just curious as to how many hours of sleep you get and when you go to sleep. And coming here, my flight was delayed. And then I fell asleep on the plane because I was so tired. And there's a 3-hour time difference here. So by the time I got here to her apartment, I don't know, it was probably like 11. And then we chatted and everything else. And so I wasn't sleeping until midnight, which body clock time from the morning was 3 a.m. Now, I definitely don't stay up that late anymore. There were many times I used to stay up until 2:30, chatting with friends on the weekend and having pool parties with my kids and other families. And I don't do that anymore. And so I was super tired, super tired, because it was, like I said, it was 3 a.m., my body clock. And then this morning I woke up, it was about 6:30 local time, which is 9:30 at home, which means I only got 6.5 hours. So I'm a little bit sluggish today, and that's okay. That's okay. One day is okay. Have you found that you can't do that consistently in consecutive days? Yeah, I can do it one day, 2 days. I can maybe even rally 3. But then after that, I'm not so pleasant to be around because I'm just tired. I'm cranky and don't have the capacity to deal with shit and can't make decisions. Oh, that's what I wanted to share with you. Decisions. Okay, so here's something that I learned recently from somebody. Oh, this isn't interesting here. Yeah, isn't that nice? From somebody who used to make decisions, multiple decisions every single day, right? Not only for me, but for my family. Didn't give it a second thought. Now, life is very different. And I get decision fatigue, I think, easily. Some people say, no, Aim, you just make a lot of decisions. But we all make a lot of decisions. I think we make like 20,000 decisions. It's like a ridiculous number. I'm not going to quote it because I can't remember the exact number. But it's a ridiculous 6,000. It's a lot of decisions that we make every day. And I just feel like I get to a point where I'm just maxed out. I'm done. I can't even decide what to eat for dinner, or I can't decide where I want to go to eat for dinner, or what I want to wear, or I don't know what TV show to watch. I literally get to the point where I can't make another stinking decision. Have you ever felt that way? Do you wonder why? So something that I found out recently is that as I age, it is a real thing. It isn't just me losing my mind. And, you know, again, if you caught my live a couple days ago, I talked about sitting in judgment of myself and how I beat myself up and many times are not my best friend at all. In fact, probably my worst enemy. But when it comes to decision fatigue or, you know, just maxing out, I can't do another decision, I would be like, what the hell is wrong with you? Who doesn't know what they want to eat for dinner? Like, just make a freaking decision. And then you get to a restaurant and there's like 500 things on the menu. And if I'm lucky, there's at least 3 that I can eat. And if there's only one, I'm excited because I know there's only one. I don't need to make a decision. But if there's a couple of different things that I can actually eat on a menu, then it becomes difficult because now I need to make another decision. I didn't only have to make a decision on when to eat and where to go, but now I need to decide what to eat. And all of these micro decisions take energy. And when I was younger, I had the hormone level to allow me the capacity to make those decisions. And as my hormones have shifted and decreased, making decisions becomes a little more fatiguing. And I was like, well, at least that explains it. It gives an answer to why I am feeling this way. Not an excuse, just an explanation. And so I don't need to beat myself up. I will find workarounds. And I think this is why you hear people like Steve Jobs and people like that who, there's a lot of people who would wear the same t-shirt. They would have multiples of them, like the same black t-shirt or the same black shirt, because that was one less decision they had to make. They just knew to grab it. And I think that's what's happening for me with meal planning, with what should I eat? How much should I eat? Do I have enough vegetables? Is it balanced? Macros? Too many decisions, too much information. And so I've actually been checking into those different food services, you know, the HelloFresh and the Metabolic whatever, and all the ones that seem to pop up on my feed to, you know, mix it up and maybe get some food delivered. The biggest problem that I'm finding with it is that the sodium content of these foods is so high. And I don't necessarily want to make my own food. I mean, I guess if it was just combining, like here's some fresh broccoli and some, I don't know, some salmon, put it in a pan. I don't even want to do that though. And so I'm this close. Every day when I get to the point of I just want a bowl of cereal and then I don't feel good afterwards. Of, you know, finding like a personal chef to make me some meals because it's only me most of the time. John is traveling a lot, or even if it's just John and I, it's just not a lot of food or a lot of meals to have to make. And so I'm actually considering that. Let me know if you've explored this route, if you've tried different home delivery services, ones you liked, ones you didn't like, what you looked for, what you avoided, because as the days go on, I am bored because I don't want to make decisions, so I make the same thing almost every day, and that gets friggin' boring. It gets boring. I want something a little bit more exciting and tasty and nutritious and something that's different, but I don't want to go through all the prep and the buying, because a lot of the times, I'll give you an example. If I wanted beets, I can't buy just one beet. I got to buy a bunch of beets, and then that means that I'm eating beets for days, which I can definitely do. But then I feel like I'm just roasting them or I'm grating them, and again, I don't want to make the decision on how I'm cooking them, right? And when I'm going to eat them. I just want someone to give me, this is what you need to eat. This is nutritionally packed. This is going to make you feel good. This is going to give you all your nutrients and avoid the things you can't eat. And I just want to sit down and enjoy my food. So If you know of a service or a personal chef or, I don't know, a way to do this, let me know. I have, this morning I got up. Have you ever done a, what is it? Is there an actual thing like this? Maybe I need to start it. Where you cook just once, let's just say once a week. You cook once a week. Or even better, you cook one meal and you are friends with 5 other people, 4 other people, doesn't matter, 4 other people. And you make a meal that feeds all of you, me and the 4 other people. And my day of doing it is Monday. Now I only have to decide one meal, one dinner, let's say, a week. And I make enough for 5 people. And I deliver the meal to my neighbors, to my friends, and then Tuesday, somebody else makes it. Would that not be amazing? Would that not be incredible? As long as everybody's a decent cook and making things that everyone can eat. That's really the hard part. Because everybody's diets these days are so different, right? Some people are vegetarian, some people are vegan, some people are gluten-free, some people are pescatarian, some people are lactose intolerant, some people, and then it becomes a little bit more challenging to cook for so many people. But if you can find somebody that's on the same type of eating dietary plan that you are and do that, that would lessen your load. Yeah, and then once a week I could come up with something new. If you're someone who lives near me and you want to explore that, let me know in a comment below. Even if it's only 2 of us or 3 of us, it would be that many less decisions and meals and prep and everything that we need to make. So I'm looking to lighten my load in that as well. Let me know your ideas, your thoughts. And I know my daughter does a really good job of meal planning and prepping. And I know people who prep on Sunday and then just basically assemble or do quick meals throughout the week. I don't even want to do that anymore. I don't know. So, anyway, I'm curious to hear your solutions to this issue. And I hope that whatever you're doing to end your week, that you're finding something fun, something, I don't know, something that gives you some freedom and laughter and joy. And if so, let me know in a comment below, and I'll let you know what my daughter and I end up doing. And it doesn't really matter what it is as long as it's time together, because as you know, that's my love language, is time. Doesn't need to be a thing or a gift. The gift is the gift of time. And there you go. Thanks for spending time with me. That is my biggest gift and my biggest gift to you. And I will catch you, my friend, on Monday. See ya.